Round Hill is an unparalleled destination, offering unmatched experiences. Situated just outside Montego Bay, secluded on a private estate. Nestled into the hillside are 26 luxurious villas and a stunning 36-room oceanfront hotel. Perfect place to escape, to reconnect, to discover, and to play. Lush tropical gardens, organic farm-to-table dining, the ultimate in pampering spa treatments and healthy lifestyle. Stunning jogging trails, outstanding food, the clear blue Caribbean Sea. All of these are exemplary. But what makes Round Hill stand apart are the people who built it. The visionaries, the culinary team, the gardeners, the waiters, the villa staff, the bellmen, the concierge, the community that supports Round Hill. And what makes them so unique? They've all been doing it since 1953.
It started out with our founder, John Pringle, who was a visionary, you know, a very proud Jamaican. I mean, from a very long line of proud Jamaicans, you know, who decided with his beautiful wife Liz, you know, who was a Canadian, beautiful fashion model, one of the most celebrated beauties of her time, to create that kind of place within a place that can contribute the best of Jamaica. I mean, from its nature to the staff, to the food, to the service, and in a way that is natural, that is not artificial, but that really takes advantage of all these beautiful sort of things that we have, and doesn't overload it with heavy decor. It doesn't shield you with solid air condition. It really makes you take part in it. It takes you away from some things that you would expect in other hotels. It forces you to sit on your verandas and basically enjoy this gorgeous setting that we have here. You know, he picked a perfect place. He picked the peninsula that Round Hill is, that surrounds by water, surrounded by beautiful nature, surrounded by a little village called Hopewell that always has been part of this development from day one. I mean, and John Pringle always said to me, Joseph, our motto, our idea was to create, you know, this timeless elegance, this understated luxury, and celebrate the warm Jamaican heart and hospitality. And that's what we have to this day as the essence of Round Hill. People that work here today are the founding parents, grandparents that created this originally. So there's a tremendous linkage, and one could not happen without the other.
And you as a young man, you'd start at the bridge and you're watching these young guys coming around in their white shirt, their black pants. They look so unique. But there's also not only stand out as a staff at Round Hill, they stand out as a community person. Their name were known throughout the community. Whether you wanted to be a waiter, a busman, a wine steward, every young man at the time wanted to be like them.
That time I was in my teen, I was probably about, say, 14, 15. So about, yeah, when I came I had to visit my mom, and she was working, and I visited her to collect something from her. And I passed through, and it was exciting to see all these. And when I went back, I said, Mom, one day I would love to work at Round Hill.
As a young girl living in the community of Hopewell, it was always an excitement to hear what's happening at Round Hill. You know, most times during the year, things were always happening. If it's from fireworks to you see some big boats, helicopters, things happening, you're always anxious to see what's happening at the hotel. And I think living near to the hotel, it was always a great opportunity to visit doing choral singing, because the hotel invite young persons. In my young years, I came over here and did choral singing in the Christmas season. So it was a fantastic experience.
Hopewell is our community. Hopewell has always grown, Hopewell has grown up around Round Hill.
It's really a small parish, and everybody basically knows everybody around here. So it's like a big family. The whole big community is like a family.
It has been there for so long. It's like a monument here in Hopewell. Yes, and so many people have worked there. Their fathers, and when they grew up, a lot of the times the children took over. So it is very important. It's like most of the time the job's passed down, and Round Hill is like a family.
When it was founded by the late John Pringle, he believes that if he can employ the people from the community, most of the staff was from Hopewell. So you have to be on your P and Q to make sure that when you get into Round Hill, you have to be honest, straightforward, and disciplined.
I think what makes it so special and why people stay so long is just that sense of intimacy and connection with everybody. As I've said before, most people work here, they've been here for a long time, but then we have a lot of returnees. And when they come back, they're not only coming back for the buildings, they're coming back for the people who work here as well. And so it's almost like family. In fact, there are people who have known when they were pregnant, and now their children are like grown up and getting married or engaged. So it's been a long time.
What I like about that is they're very inclusive. You know, you're part of their children growing up. You're part of moving into the next generation with them. They know your name, you know theirs, and it's always a welcoming feeling. It's not as if you're just dealing with a stranger anymore. All of those things, all of those components really add to the Round Hill experience of you feeling as if you are a part of this and not just an employee.
Well, they are just that family. I mean, we have, we, like in every family, you don't always have to agree, but what you do is you always look out for each other, and you provide each other with a sense of security. And even if you disagree, you respectfully resolve your problems and you discuss them. And I've never felt in my 25 years at Round Hill that there was any moment where I couldn't rely on our team and our family 100%.
At Round Hill, we're all one big happy family. From one home in the state to another home here, we're just a family. And I really like that. That's why I'm here.
When persons are looking for somewhere to just relax and unwind, what makes us different is the friendliness of the staff, the uniqueness of the staff. They will go out of their way to make you happy.
I've been part of the Round Hill family from 1985, as it's 29 years ago. We are working for the one goal, for service, to maintain a high standard of service. So each one teach one, and we always try to take up for each one. It doesn't play any blaming game, because that doesn't help, because we want to keep the standard of service at a high. And that's it. That's how it's supposed to be. You're a family, so you have to love your family.
Well, it's great to be part of the Round Hill family. I've contributed 29 years of service, and it's really good to work here. Our customers love this place because of the tranquility, because of the service we offer, and they keep coming back and back again, and we love it.
I look at this driveway. I've never seen anything in my life so beautiful. And I said to myself, if I start one day at Round Hill, my only aim and ambition is to spend 100 years. But let me tell you something, the driveway gets better by beauty, but it's the same driveway that I've Vision worked into for the last 42 years.
I felt as if I was the baby. Even everybody else has 20, 30 years and so on. I only have 17. And when I started working, especially in housekeeping, it was like they were molding you.
I'm going to tell you something. When I started, we didn't have this type of training at Round Hill. There was a lady that works into Cottage 25 by the name of Louise Cook. Now, when you get a job at Round Hill, The first day that you started, she gave you one injection in your mind and said, let me tell you something. Nobody now let down Roundale. You now come around, they'll come let down Roundale either.
I did have I think they were the ambassador for Australia. I think it was, yes. And that man, I have him for 2 weeks. And we did have a little problem in the villa, and Mr. Foster said, do you like to go to another villa? I said, no, if I can't take Carmen, I'm not coming. And he stayed with me for that 2 weeks, and I treat him so well. And guess what happened? He stayed another 2 weeks. I have him for a month. When he was going, he didn't say goodbye. He just looked at me and go straight down the step crying. Didn't even turn back. He said, Carmen, I don't even turn back. But I watched him and I was crying too, but he didn't turn back. He just goes straight. Just goes straight, and I missed him.
I always say, there's one thing you cannot buy, and that's your history, and that's your provenance.
It is important to keep the same values from 1953 till now. When I remember when we were celebrating 60 years of service, and we had that church service, it was so, I couldn't find the word, it was so different to see the different staff in that were here from in the 70s, those who are alive, in the 80s, and we all have a big time. We did a big photo to see everybody that were here then who had contributed, and coming back to see it, it was a great value, and it's something traditional, and we have to look out forward for the next 10 years to come.
It's important to keep old values because a lot of things get thrown out in modernization, and persons get caught up in new technology, and some of the things that really work, the very basic things, tend to get lost in all of that. And I find Round Hill has been able to keep, just to hang on to that and just build on them. And what it does, it creates a sense of purpose and carries on the tradition, which is what you really want. And we've been able to do that in a very simple way, and that is by allowing staff to feel as if they have ownership. Jamaica in general, very traditional. Everything that was here from then, it's only beautified, but the core is still there.
I mean, we all know that the world becomes more competitive every day. Our audience has changed, our guests' habits have changed. People don't travel for 4 to 6 weeks at any given time anymore. There's a lot more places to go to and go to easily. So therefore, we need to constantly be aware of that and adjust to a changing demand on some issues. And I call that polishing the jewel.
We keep the important things the same and change what needs to be changed. Yes, we do. Yes.
I mean, really, you build on your traditions. You take the best of what sets us apart, our unique location, the beautiful decor, the openness, and I have, we have the great fortune of having one of the world's leading lifestyle designers with us, who is Ralph Lauren, and someone who can literally be anywhere, and who has created, from the highest quality of each period, his own style. I mean, he has not necessarily invented it, but he has brought together all the best elements. And he's at Round Hill. Why is he at Round Hill? Because it fits him perfectly. We do want you to fall in love with Jamaica, and in order to fall in love with Jamaica, you've got to get to meet Jamaica, and that the only way to do that is to discover it for yourself. And we highly recommend to all our visitors to go out. I mean, if you're comfortable to drive on the left, by all means rent a car. Go and explore anywhere. Drive into the interior of the country. Go to the undeveloped south coast. Go to Negril. Go to Ocherias. Go into the Blue Mountains. Go hike up to Blue Mountain Peak. I mean, things that will truly now convey to you a sense of the beauty and that enormous sort of generosity of this land. Rent a car, take a taxi, go outside and explore Jamaica and taste it and feel it.
Round Hill, warm Jamaican heart, genuine hospitality in an unmatched